And let me tell y'all something. I love this show so much as we get these back-to-back episodes that feel like one giant movie. Episode 6 takes us back to the past to learn more about the island's history and its founder, as episode 7 takes us to the dead zone where Tom and Wick think that the curse is over, but I have a theory that says otherwise. We are back breaking down episodes 6 and 7 of Widow's Bay. Full spoilers ahead. Alright, let's break down episode 6, which was titled Our History, which takes us back to 1702, where the first and only plague of the island happened. It's here we officially meet Richard Warren, who is set to marry his second wife, Sarah, who are played incredibly by Betty Gilpin and the awesome, incredible Hamish Linklater. Things start off okay for Sarah despite having to be a stepmom to his 5 children, and he doesn't seem to be that interested in her, but she's optimistic. But things quickly take a turn as she sees Richard communicating with his necklace one night, but then things get even worse. She witnesses Richard killing a local and later finds a hidden chamber underneath their house. Now Sarah tells the local pastor who's put together this crew and who are aware of Richard's secrets with the island. Now they attempt to assassinate Richard, but they fail in doing so as they find out that he can't be killed. Sarah eventually makes her way down the chamber to find the exact same room that we saw at the end of episode 7, as it seems that this is where all the missing people go, including Richard's first wife, as he made a pact with the island. And I'm starting to wonder, what is behind that door? Is it a demon? Is it the island itself? Is it a manifestation of evil? I can't wait to find out more. Now, they make their second attempt to take down Richard, and they actually succeed, as we see Sarah gives him this liquid that knocks him out. As Sarah escapes the island with the kids, it's here that Richard tells the pastor about the pact. Now, in order to keep the island flourishing, it requires a sacrifice for a life, that being established when they first arrived on the island, an act of desperation. Now, Pastor Collins and his crew plan on burying Richard alive, but before they do that, he tells them that they must continue the pact to end this curse, but he also learns that his kids are being taken to the mainland because of Sarah. Obviously, we know that people that are born on this island can't leave the island, as he's afraid that his kids are about to die. We end the 6th episode with Richard screaming and crying because his kids are about to die, as we cut back to present day where we find Wick is digging out his coffin after 324 years later. Takes us to episode 7, which is titled Seasickness, that picks up immediately after the events of episode 5, where we find Tom was laying on the toilet for an entire day. Now this is where Richard meets Tom, and I love the special effects and the practicality of it, and I love the way he talked too. He looked like a damn zombie, but either way, we see Richard telling Tom about the pact that he made to keep the island afloat, and he also talks about how he thinks that he's the last of his bloodline, as he and Wick are being tasked with taking Richard to the dead zone, that way that he can die, and he thinks that he's going to end this curse. Now during all this, Patricia talks to the sheriff about the curse, and he doesn't want to hear anything about it. He wants to resign the next morning. Meanwhile, we have Evan hanging out with the local girl who makes him go through his dad's stuff, where he finds a picture of his mom, and they're in the same picture. Remember, he was led to believe that his mom died at childbirth. We'll get back to that later, but on the boat, after eating some food and feeling and speaking a lot better, Richard changes his mind as he attacks Wick and Tom. Now, they manage to get him back in the coffin, and Tom saves Wick from going beyond the dead zone, and Richard turns to ashes as they believe that the curse is officially over. No, my friend. We got 3 episodes left as we end at the end, and we see this painting where there's a little kid who is saved by a person. So here's my theory. I believe that little kid is either Richard's youngest daughter, Frances, or one of his sons that we met in episode 6, which means that his bloodline isn't over, which also means that the curse isn't over. Now, if my theory is to come true, I wonder who is the continuation of his bloodline. Right now, my guess is it's either Patricia or Jerry, which there was a moment in this episode where Wick told Tom about how he was basically responsible for having Jerry's brother killed Mark Doyle he was eaten by some sea creature. I wonder if Jerry knows about that. So again, I'm keeping my eyes on Patricia with the whole boogeyman situation, but more importantly, I don't know if we can trust Jerry. Check out my full breakdown that dives deeper into both episodes, which can be found in the link in my bio. But overall, I love both of these episodes. It felt like one giant movie. I personally love episode 6 just a little bit more to 7 because I'm a big fan of Ty West. I love the period drama that turned into like the supernatural horror. But I thought that these episodes are great. None of this show feels like exposition when they give us lore, they give us information. I love the tone. I'm loving these performances. I love the backstory that we got on the island. I just love this goddamn show. But let me know what you all thought of episodes 6 and 7. Which one did you prefer over the other? What are your thoughts and your theories about what's behind the door? Is Richard's bloodline continuing to go on? And we know the curse isn't over, but let me know what you all thought in the comments below of these episodes. And for more discussions about this amazing show, consider subscribing and following for more.